Morning, everyone. Welcome. My name is Menachem Creditor. It's my honor to serve as scholar in residence and rabbi for UJA Federation of New York. We bring you Torah and music, blessing, and community every weekday. We have been doing so since March 18th, 2020. Today it is Friday, January 3rd, 2025. That is a lot of Torah. It's a lot of mornings. It is, as Penny is reminding us, 1,211 mornings. That is a powerful number to have reached with all of you. Debbie and Susie, Deborah, my friend, good to see you. Lisa and Adele, Boker Tov. Deborah, you're in Costa Rica. Amazing, amazing. Enjoy that weather. Angela, it's good to see you. Debbie, Jonathan and Siona, Boker Tov, Shabbat Shalom. Hi, Dale. Ooh, my screen just jumped with a lot of people. Arlene and Penny, Tara and Chana, Lydia, Stacy, and Susan, Bensi, Boker Tov. It's good to see all of you. Let's say good morning to each other, see how we're doing, get ready for Shabbos, and let's get ready for a bracha, blessing, and then some learning. Cecile and Cynthia, Peter, Catherine, Judy, Nancy, good to see you. Hi, Robert. Boker Tov. Natalia and Jack, good morning, friends. Here we go. Nancy, you're new in California. Nice, I used to live in California. Although Berkeley is its own place within California. Might not count as part of the state. Linda and Carl Boker Tov. Hi, Kate. Let's take a breath, sing a blessing, learn some Torah. Here we go. All right, everybody. Joyce, as ever, thank you for the Amen. I saw your note about saying Amen at my Jewish learning too. Thank God. Thank God we've got each other. Thank God we get to say Amen to each other's blessings. Let's get ready for Shabbos with a little bit of Torah, everybody. Hope that you and yours are safe and well on this, our 1,211th broadcast, and on this, the 455th day of war. It is an incredibly difficult thing to figure out how to interpret dreams, as we learn throughout the end of the book of Genesis. We're not quite at the end, but we are getting close to it. This is the second to last parsha in the book of Breshit, in the book of Genesis, Parshat Vayigash. In it, we see Judah approach Joseph, and to remember the context here is the only way to move forward into the meaning. The context is that Judah, as part of the band of brothers, Jacob's children, who were supremely jealous of Joseph's privileged position in childhood. Remember, Joseph is wearing the coat of many colors. The brothers conspire to kill him, but then decide to sell him into slavery. He is brought to Egypt, where he descends even further after being falsely accused of a crime. From the dungeon, where he interprets the dreams of a baker and a butler, the butler then is restored to power as Pharaoh's butler, his wine stirrer, actually. And the butler is there when Pharaoh has his own dreams. That's the context here, friends. Joseph interprets the dreams correctly and achieves great power through showing Egypt, through Pharaoh, how to survive 7 years of famine. Eventually, his brothers, long estranged, who no longer recognize him, who have thought him dead all these years, come looking for food. Not all of his brothers, but his father's sons, not including Benjamin. Benjamin and Joseph share a brother. And so that sets the stage for incredibly tense encounter. This is our moment. Judah, to step into the breach all these years later, says to Joseph the truth. And that is where I want us to focus for a moment today. Some of this is channeled from a beautiful teaching by my teacher, my friend, Rabbi Tali Adler. Her work with Hadar is beautiful, and her drashot these last weeks have been nothing short of heart-piercing. I encourage you to look up Hadar and to look up Rabbi Tali Adler in particular. She points out that when the brothers, last Parsha, stand before Joseph, again not knowing who he is, and they tell their story, they say, "We are 10 brothers, sons of the same father." Now that's true, but it's not the whole truth. They don't acknowledge that there are other mothers. They don't acknowledge that there are 2 other brothers, one of whom they know is still alive, one of whom they believe is dead. The way they tell the story when they first introduce themselves, according to Rabbi Adler's read, is how they wish things were. They wish that they all shared one father and their father shared his heart equally with all of them. And we know, because we've been part of this story, and we're still part of this story, that that's not quite how things are. Jacob doesn't love them all equally. It is a terribly hard truth, one they wish weren't true. And so when they first appear before Joseph and they tell their own story, this is who we are, this is where we come from, they're speaking of what they wish their family was, but they're not describing the truth. In this moment, Judah steps forward and says it differently. Judah says, "We are 11, we used to be 12. My brother, my youngest brother," talking about Benjamin here, "is alone, his child. And we are sons of the other wives." I can't imagine that makes Judah happy to say out loud. And what a powerful thing it is for us, and I'll ask us gently to think about it for a moment. What a powerful thing it is for us to see how Judah self-reveals. He suddenly is not hiding from the truth. The way the brothers describe their lives when they first appear before Joseph is very different from the way Judah tells the story now. And I want you to remember that when Judah does this, Joseph can't hold back his tears anymore, and he truly cries, and then he reveals himself. Judah revealed himself. There's a deeper truth that has now been brought to light, and Joseph can't hide anymore either. Listen to how Rabbi Tali Adler addresses this toward the end of the drash that she wrote for this week. You can find it on Hadar's website. I'm going to read a few paragraphs from Rabbi Adler because I don't want to try to rephrase it. Her language is eloquent, her Torah is piercing, and the truth for us is enormously important if we hope for healing. This is what she writes. When Yosef hears Judah, talk about his father's love for Rachel's children and his lack of love for his others, Yosef finally understands his dream differently. What he thought his dream was about, what he thought he wanted all these years, his proper place at the center of the family, seems meaningless in the face of Yehuda's courageous truth-telling and its accompanying pain. Suddenly Yosef realizes that his identity, his destiny, his dream, was never about a coat or rulership or who bows to whom. It was always about the responsibility of standing in the center and providing for the whole, of making sure that all were fed and counted and loved. Yehuda shows Yosef who all the brothers truly are. Men who have longed all their lives for a father's love in a family where they know they will never have it. That truth allows Yosef to understand his own life and dreams differently. In the face of Yehuda's revelation, Yosef undergoes a revelation and transformation of his own. I won't give the closing of Rabbi Adler's drash, but it is stunning, and again, I recommend it highly. I want to share just one personal anecdote. Yesterday, I was giving a drash, speaking to some colleagues at UJA, talking about the Torah. And I found myself going deep and with earnestness, talking about something hard in the Parsha. And I was thinking in my own head as I was speaking, I have to find a way of turning this into something inspiring. I want to make this something positive and uplifting. What I'm pointing to is not easy, it's heavy. I should point to something better. And it reminded me of a scene in Chaim Potak's famous book, The Chosen, and its sequel, The Promise. In it, there's a child who is a gifted artist who grows up in a world that's meant to be Chabad, a fictionalized Chabad world. And he is so gifted in the way he sees the world and the way he sketches the world. He becomes a world-renowned artist, and his father and mother separately say to him over the course of the two books, honey, draw something pretty. Don't draw this dark stuff, draw something pretty. And he can't help it. His artist's heart says, but the world isn't pretty. I draw the world. So I found myself yesterday giving a drash, trying to find something pretty to say. But that's not what there was yesterday. There is joy and beauty in every day. We're getting ready for Shabbos. There will be joy today. But that's not the only part of the world. And if we hope for healing, if we hope for something real, something worthy, we have to point to the world as it is, not only the world as we wish it were. That is a hard lesson. It's hard. I wake up in the morning and I just want to put on the rings that my wife gave me. And then I put on a dog tag that reminds me that my sisters and brothers aren't free yet. I want to say it's broadcast 1211. It is. I don't want to have to say it's also day 455 of war. But if we hope for a better world, we have to acknowledge the world that we inhabit. How else can we lift it up? If Judah hopes for his brother's safety, he has to talk about who his brothers are really and what they've been through really. Because after all, once he does that, once he points to the real picture that he wishes weren't so, only then does something within Joseph melt. Now, yes, it's a biblical story. We know where it goes. I'm describing something that's been encoded for thousands of years, but it is a truth that could help us. It might even set us on the path toward healing, friends. To describe the world as it is, our moment as it is, to wear the world as it is, and to get up and to teach anyway, and to know that there is hope. Yesh tikva l'acharitech v'shavu vanim ligvulam, says God through the prophet Jeremiah to our matriarch Rachel. There is hope in the end. Your children will return home. Well, remember part of what I just described. Yes, I first put on these signals of love that my wife gave me. Nothing makes me as joyful as wearing this love on me, seeing our children, sitting in the light, sharing Torah with my beloved community. I have all of this, and I carry all of this. This is how we are. This is how and who and when and where we are. And Judah's self-revelation teaches us to own it. Own the world as it is if you have any intention to lift it any higher than it already is. We have to face the world and tell the truth, reveal it to us and us to it. And in that encounter, friends, we have to get up. I wear our family, and I'm sure many of you do too. And then I stand up. I raise our family up, and everywhere I go, I carry them. How else can I present myself in the world? There have been moments in the last month or so where I'm going somewhere and I realize that my necklace has somehow been tucked under my shirt. And yes, it suddenly feels lighter even this second to see myself without that dog tag. But that's not where and when, and certainly not who we are. We are Am Yisrael. And we carry our family. We wear our hearts. We show ourselves to the world as we are, and we have to see the world as it is if we have any hope of making it better for our children and children's children. One day, please God, may we, like our ancestor Judah, show up with our full truth, tell it, and find people around us suddenly realizing that what they thought they dreamt of is only part of their role in the world. To somehow become even more human, to have their hearts melt, to finally cry. All of us cry. We have to carry our families forward. We have to carry the world too. This is a lot. But it's beautiful, isn't it? Here you and I have the gift of sharing Torah and meaning, connecting with friends all over the world. Today, I think we have friends in Frankfurt, in London, in Australia, in Costa Rica. Here we are. It's a Shabbos of Vayigash, of closeness, of approach, of intimacy, of heart-melting truth. May we be blessed to be part of that story. May we feel strong this Shabbos. Let's sing, let's daven, let's work, and yes, let's be our whole selves as we do that. Let's sing a song for Shabbos, and then we'll sing Hatikva together. Here we go. Send your hearts to the east with me. Kol hod balevav pnima nefesh Yehudi homia ulefatei mizrach kadima ayin letzion Sophia O lo avda tikvateinu hatikva bat shnot alpayim liot am chofshi be'artzeinu Eretz Zion v'Yerushalayim liot am chofshi be'artzeinu Eretz Zion v'Yerushalayim. Bring them home now. Am Yisrael Chai. Shabbat Shalom, my friends. See you on Monday. Take care.